of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Yeah, man. Family, you ain't gonna believe this one. You're not going to believe it. So, this guy, the Carlos Brown, who killed the Ukrainian refugee in Charlotte, North Carolina on August 22nd. You know how they're trying to paint this guy as the guy who's going to jump off the next civil war in America. He killed this woman because she was black or whatever, or white or whatever, right? Donald Trump called for this man to be executed. Now, there's an old saying, you do the crime, you do the time. So I don't think a lot of people have sympathy for a person who would attack another human being unprovoked, especially in the manner that he did, where he actually took a life. He got up and just stabbed this woman unprovoked. Just stabbed in the neck and chest. And just a woman just sitting on a bus, on a train, trying to get to where she was going. And this dude get up and stab her. That could have happened to anybody. But there's been a big outrage about this guy and how he needs to be punished and he needs to die immediately. Donald Trump wants him to be executed. He wants him to have the death penalty. There were other people saying that he did it because she was white. They skipped right over mental health. Not that the guy had mental health problems, but just because she was white and he was black, it had to be racial. So he killed her, right? Because she was white. And so then you have all of these groups out here who are trying to push that narrative that, see, the black people are doing this stuff to white people and they're coming for the white people. We need to watch the blacks because they're trying to kill us. So they made a big hoopla out of this, right? But life has a way of reminding us of the past. Many of us may not know that there was a very similar case back in 2018. Matter of fact, July 22nd, 2018. You know how when we heard about this story, a lot of people were saying, well, if he was white, they wouldn't be tripping. Like if it was a white man had did that to a black woman, they wouldn't be doing all of that, right? We said if it was a white man who had got up and unprovoked stabbed a black woman to death, Trump wouldn't have called for the death penalty. You wouldn't have all of these groups out here saying, hey, it's the black guys are coming for the whites and we need to protect ourselves from the blacks and it's a civil war, it's gonna happen. You wouldn't have all of that. See, that's what we said. We said if. Well, we don't have to worry about guessing, fam. We don't have to guess if, because we have positive proof. We have proof positive that there is a such case that exists. In 2018, a young woman by the name of Nia Wilson was stabbed to death in an unprovoked attack by a white felon. A white man on a train unprovoked, got up and stabbed this black woman to death. In fact, she was really a kid. She's 18 years old. Not only did he stab her to death, he stabbed her sister. What's her sister name? Her sister name is Latifah Wilson, and another sister that was with them got away unscathed. But he stabbed the other, she made it. The other, Nia did not make it. And guess what, fam? There was no outrage about, oh, the white folks are trying to kill us all. We got to arm ourselves and get the white people. We got to make sure that we can defend ourselves against them. And the white guy needs to get the death penalty. And, you know, the president, he had an opportunity to ask for the president. To ask that the death penalty be applied to that guy also. Guess who the president was in 2018? Ding, 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 ding. Donald Trump. So Donald Trump has had the privilege of serving as president in both situations where both situations occurred. And you can see how he reacted to both situations. He was silent when the white dude attacked the black woman on the train and stabbed her to death. Trump was silent. He never spoke about it publicly. He said nothing about it publicly. He didn't call for the white boy to be killed. He didn't ask for the death penalty. He didn't even have a comment on it. But 7 years later, when the black guy killed a white girl in an unprovoked attack, he wants the black guy, he chimes in immediately, and he wants the black guy to get the death penalty. And y'all still saying ain't no racism going on? This man ain't racist? Y'all still saying that? We got two clear-cut cases, very similar. The two perpetrators were ex-convicts. They both had lengthy criminal records. They both had documented cases of mental illness. They both were on a train. They both stabbed young females in unprovoked attacks. They both were released from prison when community people said that they should never be out. They should not be let out of prison. But in this situation with DeCarlos Brown, Trump and other people wants the judge who allowed him to be released to be disbarred. But they didn't call for the disbarment of the judge in the Nia Wilson case, where the black girl was killed in an unprovoked attack by a white guy. And let me just say this too. The white woman who was killed in Charlotte by the black guy, who was stabbed by the black guy on the train, although it does not diminish her life, she was a foreigner. She was not even an American. But they're raising all of this hell for her. Interesting. This is why y'all can't play me when y'all start talking about, well, it's always got to be about race. Why you always talking about race? Because y'all make it about that. It's always about race. Always. You can't fool me with the gaslighting. You can't fool me with all of that. Trying to flip the script and accuse others of what you're guilty of yourself. Being biased, playing both sides of the fence. I see you. I know you. I studied you. I studied you. You can't fool me at all. You cannot fool me at all. I see the clear bias. I see the clear double standards. And that's why I call it out. And I'm going to always call it out. You better believe it. I'm not letting you slide. I'm not letting it slide. The moment I found out about this case, I had to put it in front of y'all. I remember this case. The trip part about it is that I actually covered this case, but it had been so long ago, I actually forgot about it. But I remember covering this case. But it was recently brought back to my attention. It was brought to my attention that this case was out there. I was like, yo, so we don't have to guess that, well, what if he was black? What if the attacker was a black man and if the attacker was a white man and the victim was a black woman, we say, well, they wouldn't be doing all of this. And you damn right, for every single person who said that, you are absolutely right, because their ass didn't do all of that. Because it happened in 2018, and they didn't do all of that. Neil Wilson, a U.S. citizen, a black woman, was murdered in an unprovoked attack, stabbed to death on the BART train system in Oakland, California. And there was no outrage from these people at all. There was no statement from the president at the time, Donald Trump, to have the attacker sentenced to death. Ironically, Trump is in office right now, and it's the same situation, but he's calling for the death of the guy who stabbed the refugee. It's always about race. It's always about race. It's always about race. Don't ever forget that. In this country, it's always about race. What's up, Victor? John, what it do? Yeah, they don't care about death. Let me tell you something, fam. It's certain people in this country, they don't care nothing about murder. They don't care nothing about death. They don't care nothing about somebody killing somebody. Unless it's a black person killing a white person. Other than that, they don't give a damn about murder. They don't even care about white on white murder. They don't. They do not care about that. They only care when black people murder. And that is because so that they can have a reason to justify their mistreatment of black people. That's all that's about. To justify their mistreatment of black people. That's it. They care nothing about the murder of white people. Nothing. Unless it's a black perpetrator. You think I'm lying? Look at all these school shootings. Look at all these little white babies getting murdered in these schools. Look at all these kids. Look at when the white dude killed all the people at the festival in Vegas. Look at all the murders. Look at all the mass murders that happen all the time. Look at all of the killings that happen in the homes when you got domestic issues and they killing each other. They setting up and they plotting to kill each other, and they setting up these murders. All of the killings that the murder for hires that happen on a daily basis all throughout this country. White on white. They don't care about that. They care nothing about it. Unless it's a black person who did the killing. They don't even care about police getting killed. That's right, I said it. They care nothing about police officers being killed, being murdered, unless it's a black person who murdered them, or somebody other than a white person. When a white person murders a white cop, especially a white cop, when a white person murders a white cop, which is who mostly murders cops, when cops get murdered, it's mostly a white guy who's murdering the cop. When a white guy murders the cop, it's business as usual. They track him down, they kill him or let him or walk him to the Burger King and bring him on back safely. They allow him to surrender, and they just lock him up and throw it away the key, and that's it. But if a black person did it, oh, we got to control guns. They got police all in the neighborhood, shaking down the neighborhood, threatening people, violating people, stopping and frisking, all kinds of crazy madness. And it's a war. Oh, we were on the verge of civil war. Oh, we got to stop the blacks. They don't care about white people dying unless black people kill them. You got white people dying every day of opioid and fentanyl overdose. You got malpractice every day in these hospitals all throughout America. White people dying at the hands of other white people. Malpractice. And they ain't doing nothing about it. There is no outcry. There is no outrage. There are people out here in this world, in this country right here, that only care about white death when black people are responsible for that white death. Otherwise, they couldn't give a damn. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.